you keep talking about Pat is only interested in talking about himself, but low-key is giving, are you only interested in talking about
Yes.
yourself?
Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today, it's all about Married at First Sight, episode 8, 9, and 10. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. So yeah, where do we want to start? Because this episode, I flipped upside down on the opinions I had last week. It's like I have totally different opinions this week. So I'm like, bruh, what's happening? I don't know.
People I didn't like last week, I like this week.
Yeah.
People I'm like...
Right, because I was like, Megan I was like, girl, you off my list. She's still like, whatever. You're like, but I can see that maybe they could work out. I think it's because Derrick, nothing else but Derrick. But who do we want to talk about first?
Let's start with them because, baby, they had some big news.
I know. I told you. I told you.
I was like, but when, let's just paint the scene. So when they went to her mother's or her parents' house, and they were just doing all the baby talk, and he was like, we could go ahead and start like granting your mother her wish. I was like, it's them. I know it's them. Like,
girl, I tell you, it was them last week.
Yeah, I know you said it, but remember you were like, if it's not them, then it could be Jalyn and Josh, because it was in like a preview in the very beginning.
Yeah, we couldn't.
And I was like, okay, no, that definitely confirms that it is them. They be getting down, like
right. And I'm like, it had to be like getting down instantly for a pregnancy test to even come positive. Like, it takes, you get pregnant during your ovulation, then you miss your period. It had to be that, I think, a minimum 3 weeks, and it was like a month. So I'm like, this baby was conceived maybe at the honeymoon, y'all. Like, they didn't waste no time. Real. You know what I'm saying? Waste no time. So like, bruh.
Well, some tests now can detect as early as 2 weeks. So
but
that's
2 weeks after your missed period. Like 5 to 6 days after your mixed period, like missed period. And so you don't when your period's supposed to come after ovulation, that's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks. You ovulate and then it's 2 weeks of your period.
You right.
Then you gotta it's like they were this baby was conceived early in that 30 days.
Yeah, very early. And that's probably why she couldn't even, because I thought she was gonna have a reaction to it a little bit. Like I did not want this to happen now. But this literally had to have been super early, because it's like, fuck, we weren't safe. We did it, and it was what it was. And when they were like, we'll try in June, we'll have our first encounter in June. I'm like, y'all done had 1,000 encounters already, baby.
I know, right? And then on top of that, like, I'm unclear. Not unclear. I'm a little skeptical or concerned. I'm wondering, like, when Megan in the previews is talking about not necessarily wanting, needing to be married to him for them to co-parent, I'm like, did you just try to get you like a little free baby daddy out in these streets? Like, what were you planning to just have a baby and move forward?
I think that was attention-seeking behavior.
Okay.
I think
if
that
they
was
don't
her
end up together,
like,
that's my belief, is that homegirl wanted a nice baby daddy and then move on with her life. Because some people don't want the man; they just want the baby.
Yeah, I don't see that for her. I think that was her operating in her defenses, her putting her wall up. Like, she goes to the extreme when she's upset and defensive. So I feel like that was her trying to protect herself in a sense. She said, I love you first. I don't think that she would want to parent a child by herself. I think with her being like, a boss babe and independent, she can see it happening.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think she'll be like, oh my God, my life is over. But I don't get the vibe that that's what she would have wanted for herself. And
if she she gives me that.
I would say her family doesn't seem like they're gonna be like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you?
But she gives me that, like, she wants to make all the decisions by herself a little bit, and that I feel like is like the perfect starter pack for I want to have the baby, but not the man, like personally. But I don't know. I remember this
Yeah, we
therapist
shall see.
said, like, I had a friend who was, considering that as well. Like, not even considering it. It's like that's what she wanted. She was like, I don't have a problem with it. It's, that's what I want. I want to find somebody. We just had a baby, co-parent, whatever. And the therapist was like, it's always these women who come from two-parent households that underestimate how difficult it could be. And so it made me think about that because she's got like her two-parent household or whatever and yada yada yada. But only if she doesn't go there. I mean, only if she doesn't accept like
Yeah,
marry him. That's the only
yeah. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
my
yeah.
opinion.
If she doesn't marry him though, I don't think it'll be on the basis of like the baby. I think it'll be because she just didn't see it because even the way her sister was talking about they have 3 kids, like it's difficult. Dad kind of chimed in. She said like, mom is not helping. Dad is a baby person, but my mama ain't helping. Like, and even with dad being a baby person, I don't see dad being the one to come and try to help you through the night. You know what I'm saying? That's usually not
Oh, for
I'm not saying that that
sure.
couldn't happen, but
Yeah.
that's not necessarily the dynamic that usually happens.
Yeah.
And she is outside of seemingly like her work, she's easily overwhelmed and triggered. So
Mm.
I just don't see her not being annoyed at that baby crying all night. Like
She's gonna have
I
a
don't see it. I
nanny.
don't see her.
She's
Yeah, that's true.
she's gonna have a
You
nanny.
right,
But
you right,
anyway,
you right. She
it
might have that night nanny.
it's all
But
conjecture.
yeah,
I don't know any of this, just guessing. But I do want to circle back to the beginning of the episode where they were talking about that argument that they left off the last episode on. And Derek was like, I'm sorry I triggered you. And then she was just like, triggered me. That's not a real apology. And I was thinking when he said it, I was like, oh, this is great. Even though he has nothing to apologize, he's finding something, and because he's genuinely recognizing that I am the one who caused you to feel this way, and so I'm sorry that I triggered you. And she's intelligent. Pete parses through like what he's saying and doesn't, she's like, no, what is that? And he was just like, I'm sorry in general. But I'm like, Megan, it was just kinda like, God, this girl, she's impossible to please.
yeah, no, definitely agree. I was like, you have nothing to apologize for. When he was like, I will do a better job at making sure you know that I care about you. I'm like, you don't need to do anything else. She actually needs to be, she needs to walk, make the steps towards you,
Yes, yes.
um, because he is so accommodating towards her in her moods, and she snaps very easily. But like she said, he is easy. He is good at de-escalating her,
Yeah,
and I think
calming her.
sometimes like
Mhm.
yeah, women don't recognize like they see that as a good thing for a man, but it's like this does not need to continue to happen. At some
Yeah.
point, you need to take on your own emotional load
Mhm.
and learn how to show up
For
differently in
sure.
your conflict. Like
Yeah.
it can't just be now he's left in the desert with no water because he got to tend to you and all your emotions all the time.
Mm.
So hopefully she learns to do that a little bit more. Again, she's really good at faking the funk.
Mhm. Yeah, no,
So who
I
knows?
wrote that down as well. I was like, she's saying he's really good at calming her, and I'm like, yes, he is, and that's why if this works, that's why it's going to work. But your ass need to calm yourself, girl. Get really good at calming yourself, okay? Like that's what
Literally,
she needs.
literally, because
Emotional
baby, that
regulation.
situation, yes, because that situation was a hot mess. Like, is he not allowed to confide in his boys? I'm like, at least he telling you what he confided in his boys about,
Mhm.
because that could have been a secret.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There, I don't know if you caught this, but there was one thing earlier in this conversation where she said, that's the one thing I like about you. You make me feel safe. And I was like, hold up, let's pause. What are you talking about? The one thing you like about him? Like, that's giving, like, are you really into him? You get what I'm saying? Like, she said,
yeah,
that's the one thing that I like about you. And I'm like, okay. But anywho, they seem to be in a good space now. Um,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll see
um,
what happens with this pregnancy child.
yeah.
I am interested to see how everyone is going to react when they
Mhm.
find out. Are they going to tell the parents on camera? Like, how is this going to go? The mom seems like she's excited to link up with his parents. So I'm like,
Oh,
is this gonna
yeah.
be a way to get everybody together? Because
Yeah.
y'all talking about some, at the wedding they said 6 months down the line
Yeah.
if they still together, and so maybe the baby will speed that up. Who knows? But
Yeah.
yeah, child, they are in for a ride,
Yeah.
wedding or no wedding. I mean,
Right.
decision day, yes or no.
Yeah. I
Like
know.
they are locked in
Yeah.
if that baby continues to develop in
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. And
Because she's
that's
early in the
yeah,
pregnancy,
they so early, like,
so
they so early, they can't even confirm with the doctor yet. It's just like, wow, y'all really were and yeah, okay.
rocking boots, baby, rocking
Right,
boots.
right. 2 little other tidbits before we move on with them. One, I was like, not her getting upset at the folks pranking them back when she pranked. I was like,
Literally,
"Girl."
literally. I'm like, girl, you always want to dish it
I
but can't take it. That's your
know,
problem.
I
That's your
know.
problem. Talking about your hair, girl.
I
What?
know.
Your hair?
I'm like, as a Black woman, if like we have totally, it will change the texture. You will go in with one style and you will leave with another if it gets wet. So if that's I can understand. But girl, it's nothing is gonna change. Like it's just
I'm like
water.
that 10 minutes to blow dry their hair
Right.
and 10 minutes to curl.
Yes.
Please.
It so it is what it is. But
Yeah, no, for real.
but either way, you can't be pranking people and expect nothing to happen back. I thought it was a cute prank. I've actually had situations where I've been fully dressed, fully whatever, the last day of whatever retreat I'm going on and everybody throwing water balloons and you're like, this was my going home outfit. Like I what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like so
Yeah,
I-
no, for real.
this you won't you was all right, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, the other thing I was thinking about is when she said when he was someone he'd get a mullet and she was like, maybe I'll just stop
Oh yeah,
waxing. And I was like,
I can
that
see.
part of Megan I resonate with. Like, you gonna do
Yes,
this?
the joking.
I'll
Yeah.
do something else, don't worry.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
that,
Yeah, when she said that, I said, not me starting to like
I
Megan.
know, because I was like, this that's how you
That
handle
was a good
them.
one.
They be
Yeah.
tripping, like think it's we just here to give you pleasure
Right,
all the time, no matter what you do.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very cool though that her mom seems to have come all the way around to
Yeah,
this
yeah,
idea of this
yeah.
wedding. And they're communicating because
Mhm.
it started off, that conversation started off with him saying, your mom texted me saying I kind of like it long in the back. Um,
That's cute. I like a family dynamic. I feel like
yeah, yeah.
it gives roots. It starts to cement the thing. Anything
Right,
else
right.
on
The other
oh good.
thing, yeah, yeah, yeah. When they were talking about his hoodie being washed, and she was like, "I'm gonna take." He was like, "I'm gonna take it out," and she was like, "This thing is getting washed one way or another." I'm like, "Do you not wash your hoodie? Like,
Ah.
what's up?" It's like, is this like your dirty trait? Like, you don't want
Yeah,
to wash
yeah.
this specific hoodie? Because I know that I'm sure it's not being washed in regular detergent over there. Because he said he wants a
Oh,
non-toxic household.
yes, yes. No, that's
So
real.
I was like, what's that
I don't
about?
know. I mean, there are like I use seventh generation, not a plug, but I use seventh generation. They're supposed to be toxic
Cleaner. Yeah.
free type of detergent. But anyway,
Yeah, child. They be saying that stuff.
yeah.
One more
Mm.
thing. His mama hit his arm.
Oh, her mom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, her mom. I noticed it because he was like, I forgot what they were saying, but she hit him, and then he brushed his own arm, and I'm like, yeah, she do keep tapping your ass and moving you around. No damn personal space.
Yeah, I didn't notice it until they did a little montage of it or whatever. So, um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was like, ah.
uh
Yeah, I noticed it when it first came up.
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's them. Anything else do you have on Megan and Derrick?
No, let's go to Jalyn and Josh.
No.
How you feel about that?
Jalyn and Josh, child. The lies. I'm with her. I'm on Jalen's side with all of this.
Absolutely.
With
Absolutely.
all of
Mm,
this. Last week I had said like I do like her personality, and like this week I think solidified that for
mm,
me. I like that she is like assertive and firm
mhm,
in what she believes. Now this Burning Man
mhm,
thing, I could not figure out. I felt a little
mhm,
confused through the argument a
mhm.
little bit because he was acting like he had to give it up in order to be with
Yeah.
her. and she was saying, "I
Don't
just
wanna
don't want to
go.
go."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Now I have this definition of community, which is so bizarre to me,
Yeah.
and she has this definition of community." And I'm just like, what are we missing in this
Yeah.
argument? Like,
Yeah.
what are they hearing? Like,
Yeah.
I want I wanted the experts to ask, what are you hearing
Yeah.
when you say this? Because the conversation was not making sense to me at all. I'm like, these are two intelligent people,
Yeah.
but they are so deep in their emotional mind
Yeah.
that something is not clicking. So I need to know what it is that you are hearing
Mm.
when she says, "I don't want to go to Burning
Yeah.
Man," because you over here crying and boo-hooing about this thing. I'm like, what is you doing at Burning Man? You taking ayahuasca and having a life transformational experience? Y'all running around butt naked, like y'all walking through the fire.
I
Like,
know what
what is going on?
Coles.
Y'all stepping on glass? What is happening at Burning Man that
Yeah.
you gotta cry about your wife not going with you? Please
Yeah.
tell me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this whole thing is interesting, and it took me back to because it was like there was multiple issues. I was like, how we keep getting off this lying. Like let's be on this lying, and then we got
Yes.
into this Bernie Man. I'm like, okay, that's something
Yes.
different. And then there was the definitions of community that they had these different definitions, which was something different. So on the lying piece, it brought me back to the last episode when I said, what did I say about the partnership and the
About
prenup?
the
I
prenup,
said
the
that would
postnup.
have gave me
Yep.
a little tingling, like what? Now it's giving. He is like they ferreted out a people pleaser, and he lies not out of ill intention. I don't think that he lies out of ill intention. He just doesn't, I think, um, know how to stand in the discomfort of not pleasing someone in that moment. And also, it may trigger for him like abandonment things with childhood or whatever, because he's got his mom been in jail, his dad ain't been there. He got a lot of stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't like that the experts did not hone in on this lying a little bit
Stick on that
and
a little bit
say,
more.
you
Yeah.
need to do some work around this because
Mhm.
it is a habitual thing. That's why it
Yes.
is going to repeat itself. And that's why I feel like she's right to feel concerned, is that it's a habitual thing because it wasn't a necessary lie. You lied because of
Right.
this. So you gonna have to do some therapy, some work, some to reset your behavioral patterns and habits around that. And first, you got to
Yeah.
acknowledge that you're a liar. I remember one of
Right.
our mutual friends, she was talking about somebody that we know, and she was like, this person is a liar. And I was like, I
Oh,
don't think
yeah.
that they're a liar. And she was like, I was like, I don't think they're a liar. She's like, what is a liar? A person who lies. He lies. And
Yes.
that's what it is with this. I
Yes.
think people have these connotations. They're like, oh, it's a bad person. It's an evil person. It's like, no, you can be a good person and be a liar.
Mhm.
And if you don't admit that you have some habitual kind of triggers or whatever that cause you to habitually lie to protect yourself or to
Yep.
whatever, you're never going to stop lying. You're always going to be doing it, because I personally do think that partnership prenup conversation was his first lie of the marriage, like I said last time. And I
Yeah.
think that he lies, and and I think she's right to be concerned. So I wanted to say that
Yeah.
because I was like,
Yeah, no,
ding,
you are
ding, ding.
110% right. And it's important to do just on this thing of lying that there are people out here who have experienced complex trauma. And so, like, from a very early age, they learn to live in an imagination,
Mm,
and that imagination has took them to where they are now. Like, it's still rooted in who they are now.
mm,
So there's people pleasing lie, and that's also just lying
mm,
about shit that didn't even happen, how stuff had happened, because you just be like, people just be lying. Like,
yeah.
there's a lot of people out here who just be lying,
Mm,
and it don't be an ill intent.
yeah.
They don't even know that they lying
Mm-hmm.
until somebody catches them
Mm-hmm.
on lying, and nobody wants to identify as a liar because
Yeah.
it's not the nicest
Yeah.
characteristic to have.
Yeah.
But I know we all know somebody who just be lying to lie. So if you listening, listen to them and tell them to stop lying, because they be out here, boy. It's more people than you think, for
Right.
real, that be lying, and it's
And I'm
habitual.
like, they need therapy, like specific targeted therapy for liars. Like I don't, like somebody need to be, this is my lane. I work on therapy and how to help you to stop lying, because it's like
Yeah.
it happens so much, especially in
Yeah, it's impulse
relationships.
control.
Impulse, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
If you
something.
can't find somebody who specifically works with lion, find somebody who works on impulse control because it's a lack of
Ah,
impulse control. You just
yeah.
spit it out, you don't think about it. You have to learn how
Mhm.
to watch your tongue. You need to
Mm.
take a couple steps back and think before you respond. Think before you come up with this idea. Um
Yeah, 'cause
yeah, I like to tell people who have poor impulse control to to say something like out loud to yourself before, because a lot of times people be having head movies before they get into
mm,
situations. So I'd be thinking like, I'd be telling like, say what you want to say or what you want to do out loud, like for eating disorders, for instance, right? Like binge eating, that is a lack of impulse
mhm,
control. Say out loud what you are about to eat and ask yourself, like, eating that, how is that going to make me feel,
mhm,
right? Like if it does not feel good,
mhm,
rethink,
mhm.
restate, find something else to eat, find something else to do, find something else to
Mhm.
say, right? After you have processed what that feeling is, connected to what it is that you are saying or you're about to do. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lack of impulse control. And so, if you can't find somebody who specifically work with liars, find
Mhm.
somebody who work with impulse control, executive functioning, because it's all wrapped in a mixed bag of all of
And
that.
then also I forgot the extra thing that the fourth issue was the talking with the ex. That actually was the
Oh,
underlying thing of what the lie
yes,
was about.
yes, yes,
So I'm like,
yes.
all
You
these
lied
issues
about
conflated into
unfollowing somebody, okay, whatever, but you're lying about communicating with an ex. And he most definitely clearly stated, oh, it's no issue in that last drop of episodes. I see it's an issue for her. No worries. I can go ahead and wrap it up. I can unfollow the girl. We don't have to communicate. And yeah, it's
yeah, my notes for them are the longest because they had a lot going on this episode. I guess we can unpack a little bit of that as well. Like the do you want to talk any more about the Burning Man or like the community? Because I don't think we got into that as much because I was like,
well,
they
yeah,
had a
especially we do
ton
need to
of
talk about the
things.
community piece
Yeah.
of it.
The
Yeah.
because they obviously had two different definitions. I wasn't with Jalyn as
Yeah.
much on her crying about that because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, "Girl, you know he got this trauma. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like recognize that
Yeah.
community matters for a reason for this man. But it
Yeah,
don't mean you
yeah,
gotta go to
yeah.
Burning Man. But it's like that last when they were on the retreat and they were arguing in the or having the breakdown in the room, it was over community, her being a person who values community. And I need you to say that. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, y'all have two
Yeah, I didn't
different
understand why she
definitions.
needed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Even with the different definitions, I'm like, I don't understand why she is internalizing this so much
Mhm.
when he clearly doesn't even understand it the way you understand it.
Yeah.
So it's like he can't give you something
He
that he does not
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
And also, too, you see that he has, to me, I felt like he was compartmentalizing what community and like friendship is. It's
Yeah, I
like
was
he
like
does
that,
not understand that
yes.
like your community is the people that you, it's like your chosen family, like that's community. It seems like he feels like a separate organized event is
Y
community, right?
yeah.
And so I'm like, Jalyn, you understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So why are you internalizing anything
Yeah.
about how he's taking community?
Yeah.
Like, it's like you can't feel criticized when he has the facts incorrect. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
It is him operating in ignorance around what community can look like. If anything, you need to be the person to say like, I can show you how you can have different types of community.
Yeah.
I can show you or give you ways of developing community through friendships, or how to look at your friends
Uh.
as community, and like we can define it. Hell, we can go to Webster dictionary and define the word
But
community.
and then
Okay, we can.
also I was like, "What is he looking for?" I was like, I wrote down, I was like, "Is he looking for a cult? Like, what the heck is he looking for?" Because 'Cause I'm like,
That's what I'm
it's
saying. Is you having a transformational like they gotta be walking on glass, bitch. I don't get it because I'm like, what the hell is going on at Burning Man? I was about to look
Yeah.
it up, but I was like, I don't even want to have a skewed perception of this man, so I'm
Yeah.
not about to look it up. But I
Yeah.
don't know, Burning Man. It just sounds like what y'all burn. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know
I
what it
don't,
is. Maybe it's I assume it might what my imagination is about it is that it is like a music festival. Maybe there's like punk rock bands, and it's just like black, but it's like a you camp out there, and it's like a week because he kept saying a week, and it's like different acts come on different days, but you're there in a tent doing whatever, and then it's like you're camping out and watching the concert, and then there's a little probably to entertain yourself in between times people have stuff. That's what I just assume. Like people have like little, well, we're gonna have a bonfire over here, or we're gonna have like a little,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just thing, and then they're just there. So I don't know, but
Yeah, because I'm like, is it like Coachella? I don't know. I
Coachella
actually
probably
just
times
googled
5 or
it.
times 10.
Yeah, it looks like it. They
Yeah.
got rides and all types
Oh,
of stuff out
right.
here. Installation.
Oh,
It gives very rave, very
yeah.
like EDM, very
I know what's face might want to go,
yeah.
Derek. Like take
Yeah,
your
right.
buddy
Yeah, take
because this is
him.
new community.
Take him.
Yeah, this is new
Yes.
community. But sometimes people just get fixated in their head, like they want their partner to do the thing with them. Like I told you before, like that guy, you wanted me to bowl with them all the time, and I was like, bruh, I don't
Yeah.
like bowling. You didn't give it a chance, but I'm telling you, I done look. I, look, I don't like
Okay,
it.
now I don't know if this is collected, but it's saying the culture of Burning Man is built on 10 principles that promote radical inclusion, radical self-reliance, and radical self-expression. So anything that start with some 10 principles, 10 is 10. Child.
That's funny. Yeah, it's given like blink twice. Like I'm joking. Um.
Yeah, no.
But
So it might be a little cult like. It might be, but if you know
yeah,
what it is, please educate us in the
yeah,
comments,
yeah.
please.
Let us know. But even outside of this, so that was that. They had the Burning Man. They had the community difference. They had the ex situation. But then
Yeah.
they also had at the beginning of the episode like the vows. He didn't want to write and say
Oh,
his
yeah.
vows. And it
Yeah.
was like it's like I saw both of them on that. You know what I mean? Like I saw
Yeah, I
his
did too.
like it's like don't just not write the vows and don't just not do it,
Yeah.
but like say, look, I can't do this in 20 minutes. We great exercise. Give me the 4 days and I'll come back. But part of me
Yeah.
was like, well, the first vow was written by Chat GPT because it's the pen and paper seems to be giving you some issue. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It could have been child. He did say he typed them,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
um
But yeah, that
yeah,
was
but I mean writing for people is a thing. Like when
yeah.
you have an insecurity around writing, penmanship, comprehension, things like that, like it I have seen people freeze, like even in psychological assessments, they'll be like,
Mm,
can I just like email responses to you
mm,
to certain things that are like free write.
mm.
So yeah, I felt him in like his sense of, well, I felt because I don't relate, but I understood
Yeah,
what was happening for
yeah.
him in that moment, and I think the cameras probably also just
Mm,
exacerbated what he was
mm,
feeling.
mm.
But in that moment, I felt like he could have also just said, "I'm not good at writing, but I could just let me just
I mean, that's
say
what she
something off the
said,
dome," because
but I think it's also I
yeah,
don't think it was just the writing thing, I think it was also the pressure, and I think because I think with him, that's like, I said this in one of the previous episodes, it's like he's giving that, like, I wanna be, uh, this Prince Charming for, whatever woman is in my life, and so I think that that's a, like, perception thing, like a perception issue where he's like, "I
yeah,
want people to see me this way, and so if I give these crappy vows, then I won't be seen as this Prince Charming guy, I'll be seen as this dud,"
yeah,
and I think that was part of it, in addition to probably the writing stuff as well, and just the pressure and the time, and so I think he didn't wanna read it because it's like, I no matter what you say that you will love it, I judge myself, I judge myself against this perfectionist standard or this Prince
yeah,
Charming
yeah.
standard.
Yeah.
Um,
But I also felt her too in the regard of like I have been pushing myself out of my comfort zone
yes,
over and over and over
absolutely.
again because when she said a go for the
Yes.
skydiving, I said, "Oh, yeah, you keep surprising
Yeah.
me, girl." Like
Same.
I was surprised that she
Same.
jumped off that plane.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, I
and so it
agree.
is kind of like, and I think that's another reason why she don't gotta go to Burning Man. Like, I
Right.
done did enough for
I
you.
know.
Like in 2 weeks, in 2 weeks and in a month, I have did some things that I am totally uncomfortable with, and
Yeah,
that's just one that I'm not willing to
I
do.
agree.
And so yeah, yeah, I think he
Mhm.
could have tried to at least push through and come up with a different type of compromise.
Mhm.
I was like, it would be cute if in a couple of days he just surprised her with a set of vows, but we didn't see
Mhm.
that
I
happen.
agree.
But that's something he could have been working on to
Mhm.
just say like, I heard you.
Mhm.
Because he said I felt like it was silly, but it's like anything you want to do, you
Yeah,
don't want that response from her.
absolutely.
So yeah,
Yeah.
get it together, Josh.
Right, right. And I'm like, this is the shit of real life when it's like the
Yeah.
person is so great and you are like, I can't see where the floor will fall out. And then the floor
Yes. And then it
falls
starts to
out.
crack, 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 and bitch, all of a sudden you
I know, like,
underground, ho,
girl,
drown,
I know. So
debris, dust,
right.
chunks,
So it's
chunks of ceiling and floor all over you, baby,
yeah, yeah,
and can't get out, can't even see the light. You looking
yeah,
like
yeah.
knocking on
Um
rocks, hoping somebody hear you.
Yeah, so do you think that she should, like, given all of this, especially given the lie, because that's the thing that's to me the biggest issue is the lie. Um, do you think that she should move forward or not?
The lie and the reaction with the tears with the Burning Man
Mhm,
thing definitely has my eyebrow
mm,
raised a little bit. Um, Especially the lie. I am not too keen on like lies, especially involving an ex. If
mm,
this was something else and it's like, okay, you were really just trying to please me and like I get it, let's try and work through this, but like when you willing to lie, keyword willing to lie regarding an ex that I have very little information about, I have not met, none of the things. I I'm like I don't know. I don't know. I've been cheated on before, and so that's just like a personal boundary
mm,
for me. Like I would have to walk away because then it would just tap into insecurities and all types of things. For me personally, I understand why other people, could move past it and things like that, but for me,
mhm.
it would be a no. I'd be out of
Yeah,
there. I'd
yeah.
be out of there.
Cause I understood her, like, when she was sitting down with the experts and she was saying, like, this is, like, a red flag, and it's kinda that's something that, like, that she would leave over or whatever, and then one of the experts that was like, "Well, now as a married woman, you recognize that not everything is like you're in this, you've made a commitment." And so it's like they were kinda trying to be like, talk her into staying in it, and it's like, I hear
Which
y'all.
I did not like. I didn't like
Yeah.
that, by the way,
Ye
because I'm like, it's up to her. You can't persuade
yeah.
her into
Eh
staying. You need to figure out your job as coaches, therapists, whatever y'all call yourselves,
uh,
is to figure out the root of the issue and why the other person
yes.
has the issue. And you figure out how
Yes.
they can come to the middle. You mitigate that. But
Yeah.
trying to force people to stay or making people feel bad, we didn't see the whole conversation. We saw like I said, chopped and screwed version of it. But I
Mhm.
definitely was like, she homegirl is getting too far to talk about like, well, now you're married,
Yeah,
and so
'cause
because I'm like, they could still opt out of this marriage. There's still a
right.
decision day.
Yeah.
So
And
this ain't like two people who got to know each other for years,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden this issue came up.
Yeah.
This is something coming up within a month of them knowing each other.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And so I was like, it's an interesting thing, and I do feel just the therapist, that whole conversation or whatever the experts. I was not a fan of all of it because they were talking about can you forgive, and it's like we're skittle daddling around the point. He needs
right,
to
we spent more
stop
time on
lying.
Billionaire than
He
on this damn line.
Yeah, they need to figure out how he can manage that. Like no one, none of them got to the crux of that he lied. A lie, if you lie one time, especially like that, in a habitual way, you will lie again. And
Yeah.
they're not addressing that. So I didn't like that piece of it. And I
Yeah.
understood her. But I will say the mist is gone, girl. The mist that she had with this man, it is gone
Oh
because
yeah,
even the way
the
she
rose-colored
interacts,
glasses, the
yes,
veil has been
the way
lifted,
she
honey,
has
for
been
sure.
interacting with him is been like
Yeah, she side-eyeing
Yeah,
everything because
yeah.
once you lie, I mean, especially if that's like a really strong boundary for you, and that
Mhm,
that is the reason why I was saying like I do like Jalyn
mhm,
because she is standing firm in who she is.
mhm,
She's not giving pick me energy. She
mhm,
not giving like I'm living to be married and I just really really want this. And I think seeing her mom go through what she went through, she's like, no baby, like
mhm,
I'm good on my own
mhm.
if this don't work out. Like I went through this hoping to find someone,
But if I
but
don't,
I'm good if this don't work
yeah,
out. Like I promise you, I'm good if it don't work
yeah.
out. And so I respect that
Eh,
about her, and being able to, especially when you got the Wills and the Brittneys, and we'll get into Brittney, but constantly asking, "Is this my person?" Jalyn is trying to figure out, or am I his person? Jalyn is like, "No,
yeah,
are you my
yeah,
person?" And that's important.
I
And it's like
agree.
it ain't about what you want. Like it's how do I feel in this
Yeah,
experience? And I think Jalyn is trying to tap into that, and
yes.
she has
I agree
the
with
right to
that.
have a little side eye at these
Yeah,
behaviors.
I
Because
know.
the first month was like this whimsical
Mhm.
fairy tale land, and that can make a woman feel love bombed. That all
Yeah,
of a sudden, all of these issues are like piling in, and they're
yeah,
piling in quickly. They
yeah.
didn't like massage through these things. It's
Mhm,
like one thing after another, after
mhm.
another, after another within a span of a week. You kind of like, okay, did I see the real you for a month?
Yeah, no,
So,
totally agree.
yeah, she got every right to be like,
Yeah, and she was very clear with him when they were on that couch after the experts left and having her conversation with him. And I remember there was a point where she was just like, "If you told me how like this to give up cycling," even though I was like, "How did we get here on this extreme example?" But if you told me that, then I'd
yeah,
be like, "That's a problem for me." And he was like, "You're getting defensive," and she was like, "No, I'm not. I'm telling you the facts. So this is what it is." And that's what
yeah.
sometimes like I have dealt with situations where it's like someone thinks that because like you're willing to walk away that you're doing something that's like you're trying to force their hand, or you're trying to like be, it's a tactic. And it's like, no, you're tapped into like the experience, like you said, that you want to have. And it's like, this is not it, this is not it. It's not about a chess
Yeah,
move, it's not about a whatever. It's just, this is not it. If you told me I couldn't do that, then I would be out of here, you know what I mean? Because
right.
it no longer is how I want to live. But
Yeah.
anywho,
And I don't know why that came up as an example anyways, because
yeah.
I was with her 45 minutes to a whole week in the desert. You want me to find a hole to shit in, baby? I'm not doing it. Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah,
please.
I'm not sure. I'm kinda, like, in between with them as far as, like, whether there should be, like, a one-time try or not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure on that Burning Man, like, whether where I fall on that because
I think it should be a if you want to go, then we only do 1 or 2 days
or, like, you can
and
go
then
to
we
a
leave.
we book a hotel where
Yeah.
once you're at your fill, you go to the hotel or whatever, um, type of thing. I don't know. But either way, anything else on them? Because they had a lot.
Yeah, no. I also was not understanding when they kept saying like they need to find something that makes him feel like that together, and I'm just like again, she's jumping off of planes like if he's in constant search of like this high and like this
Mm.
need for admiration or whatever it is that he gets from these
Mhm.
experiences, it
Mhm.
is not on her to give him that. He
Mhm.
needs to figure that out on his own. That's
Mhm.
not anyone's job
Yeah.
as a partner.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
that fosters codependency. It fosters dependency.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Where it's like now y'all are moving and shifting based on one person, and I don't
Yeah.
think that's fair. I don't think
Yeah.
that's fair
And
at
and,
all.
and I also think to your point, like there is a lot of work for Josh to do. And, it's not his fault that all of this stuff has happened in his past, but there's a lot of work for him to do with regard to his own or maybe codependency or whatever, his own relationship with how he interacts with others. Because I can see that
Yeah,
I don't know if it's codependency, but it's something that he gotta have her doing this or he's gotta have this other stuff. And so he needs to work on that because it can give more like less secure. I don't want to say insecure, but like just less secure in your own body, your own experiencing your own whatever. And that, I can totally see how that can develop from what he's had and what he's experienced in his life. But it's still, you want to strengthen the muscle of being secure in your own space a little bit, because I can see the type of woman Jalyn is when she sees that clearly. You know what I'm saying? When that opens up for her clearly because she gonna see it soon. But when she sees it, I think it's gonna be like, I don't like this. Like, I need you to be a little bit more just secure and a little more grounded in who you are, and
Yeah.
not so like, you know, needing of
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
dependent on like how I move and whether I'm in lockstep with you about some of these like not
Yeah.
major life things, But yeah.
Right.
Anywho.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into Will and Brittany. In the beginning, I was like, okay, it seems like the couples therapy worked a little bit, like they're starting to communicate a little bit more. The affection is coming through.
Mhm.
It's not so much blank space and like dead air.
Mhm.
But I mean, everything just fell right back into place
Yeah,
with who they
yeah,
are as
yeah.
individuals.
Yeah.
And like I said with Jalyn, Brittany is the opposite. She keeps asking, "Am I his person?" And I'm
Mhm.
like, "You need to be asking, is this your
Mhm.
person?" Like,
Mhm.
again, the feeling you keep. I don't know if she's going back to like, well, he checks this box, he checks this box, he checks this box. But I'm like, baby, you're not feeling good. You're not feeling settled.
Mhm.
These emotions that are coming up are not coming up because you don't feel. I don't think at this point there because she does not feel desired. Because I feel like at this point you should understand the way Will thinks. And this is coming up because this is just not the experience you signed up for. And I think she needs to honor that and identify that. Like, no, actually, this is not what I wanted. Yeah, a month in, I wanted to feel a little bit more in love with my partner. At 1 month, I wanted to be able to communicate better with my partner. And those things are not happening. So it's like, girl, it's a no for you. It's not a
Uh,
yes. It's a no for you.
yeah, so it's interesting because there's also work for Brittany, as you've highlighted before. There's work for her, and but I think that's a very crucial point about her like looking at whether he is who she wants rather than worrying about whether he wants her. You know what I mean? Because that I don't think
Yeah.
he's do that. I think he's focused on whether he wants her, not whether she
Mhm.
wants him. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, and I think that the work for her is sort of like underneath that, you know what I mean? Which it's like she's got to figure out why she wants to be wanted so much. And I guess it's going to the
Yeah.
exes and the cheated on or whatever, but she got to figure that out, heal that, whatever, because it's just going to keep flaring up. And just because it flares up doesn't
Mhm.
mean that is healthy. You gotta figure out how to like
Yeah.
calm that and feel more secure about what it is. Because it's like, to me, it's like, I mean, I look, I'm not trying to sit here and be like, oh, I'm the best in the world or whatever. But I'm like, I trust my instincts about whether I'm a vibe for you, whoever it is or not. You know what I'm saying? And I know Will is like a interesting, like a particular he's very particular, but you gotta trust your vibe on that. You know what I'm saying? Why are you feeling sad about it? If he's not if you don't feel like
Yeah.
he's vibing and picking up on you, it's like, oop, he don't have a vision.
Yeah.
Okay, it's somebody
Yeah.
else gonna have the vision. And so it feels like there's a lot of hurt about like not being picked. And I guess she talked about in the beginning with rejection and stuff like that. And she got to deal with that because it keeps flaring up and it's
Yeah.
not going to be tended to by somebody like Will. It's just not. He don't have the
Right.
emotional, I don't want to say intelligence, but it's something like that. He don't
Yeah.
have
He's
the
aloof.
awareness, and it's not going to be
Yeah.
tended to. So you will forever in a relationship like this have to tend to it yourself. And I think it's her job to tend to it herself. But she could have like luck up like a Megan, and get a Derrick who will
Yeah.
kind of be the bridge for you, and you ain't got to deal with your own stuff, because she could find somebody like a Derrick, but it ain't a will. So if you're gonna be with a will, you gotta deal with that yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think there's
Yeah.
anything wrong
Yeah.
with that. I'm not saying that like, oh, Will's not a great, couldn't be a good partner. It's just he's not the one that's
Yeah.
gonna deal with all that.
Yeah, I was actually kind of hoping because I appreciate Chad in these batch of episodes and the
Mm-hmm.
wisdom he was trying to impart on
Mm-hmm.
everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We thought it was going to be Pat and Rhonda being able to do that, but it's actually Chad. Okay, it's Chad. My brother Chad from the Bayou, baby.
Yeah.
But when everybody kept saying like that's a very like Will answer, like
Mhm.
that's a Will thing to say. I appreciate he was like, you like to. He said something like he asked him about his career and he asked him if he was an engineer,
Mhm.
and that to me was a very like a pointed
Mhm.
question because engineers often are very black and white
Mhm.
thinkers.
Mhm.
And so he said no, but I do this, and he was like, okay, well that's why you got to have like these contingencies
Mhm.
at the end of everything that you say, right? Like
Mhm.
you got to leave things in like this open space or
Mhm.
whatever. But I was hoping that Chad was gonna like sit him down and say, this is a woman though, like, and you have to be able to tend to a woman's feelings and emotions. You can't be leaving all of this space because you logically in your head about stuff. You have to come
Mhm.
out of that and make her feel special and loved
Mhm.
and adored. Like you're
Yeah.
saying these things, but will you back it up with what type of love?
I
And
know when
I mean, there's
she's
agape love, there's physical love. It's like I was like, dude, what?
I
Like,
know.
what is?
Like,
And even in the
yeah, the
preview,
previous
she
she
said,
rolled her
"I love
eyes. I
you,"
said, "There
and
you go, Brittany." Like, cause that's
yes,
some bullshit. Stop it, bruh.
yes, please, please. But yeah, I am hoping. And she kept saying like, I just don't know what it is. There has to be a reason. I'm like, the reason is him. It's not you. He
Yeah.
is the reason
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
you are feeling this about how he's expressing
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
This, he was expressing himself like this before you came into the picture, babes.
Yes.
Like, he ain't
Yes.
just being off-putting me. Like, you're a beautiful woman. You have
Yeah.
a lot to offer.
Yeah.
Like, how about we step? I wanted everybody to like tell her it's not you. It is him. We keep
Yeah.
calling it a will answer because it is him. I'm
Yeah.
surprised nobody has said like he might not be all the way there. Like there's
Oh,
something else
Asperger. Yeah,
going
that's
on
what
with
I wrote down. I said, baby,
him.
you with a man that's got like potentially Asperger's. I don't
Yeah,
been.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't.
yeah. But I'm just saying, as your girls talking, like like I'm
Yeah.
like, why is nobody saying the man might be that something might be going on? Like I'm not even trying to diagnose him in
Mm,
this moment, but
mm.
like
That this
just in
is he
general,
has a
everybody
quirky
is now
personality. I think it's
yes,
or in very particular. But I think everybody recognize. I feel like they think they're doing that when they talk with her because she recognizes that everybody recognizes that there's something. She said it in the end of the episode. She was like, "Why can everybody see it but him?" But the point is, it's her wound that is so full of. Is he abandoning? I mean, is he like rejecting me? Does he choose me? It's that is so glaring
yeah,
and so big that she can't even look at the facts in front of her that it's like it is him. Okay, he's not
yes,
behaving like this because you are a not his person. You may or may
yeah,
not be. It's not going to change the fact he's behaving like this because this is how he behaves. And it's about like acceptance, to be honest. Like, you
yeah,
either accept where he is and be like, yeah, I still want you to grow. Like, you got to accept and grow simultaneously, like
yeah,
both of you. It's like he got to be like that too. It's like this is where she is. She's emotional and she got rejection issues. So you got to accept that if you want to be with her,
mm,
if this is going to work.
yeah,
And she has to grow simultaneously. She's got to work through that and say, same with him. So I feel like it's a big acceptance issue that's not clicking for her. It's like she recognizes that it's off, but she's attributing a meaning to why it's off. And it's like that's
yeah,
you putting that meaning on there. This man is just not a emotionally, I don't want to say intelligent, but aware, whatever. He's something about the
yeah,
emotions
yeah.
don't it doesn't
Click.
process the
And when she
same.
puts that meaning on it, it does something for him, right? Because he said when
Yes.
he was talking to Derek, she keeps focusing
Mhm.
on like whether or not I want to be with her. So it's like I feel like I have to like try and say the right thing. So I don't it's
It's
like
a
a
chain
double-edged
reaction.
sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like he does not have neither one of them. They talked about safety. Neither one of them are safe to fully express himself because
Mhm.
I was like exactly what you just explained to Derek is what you can explain to Brittany.
Yeah.
But because of the way that she reacts, you
Mhm.
feel like you can't,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Instead, you're like, oh, it's no big deal. Like nothing is gonna change. It's like, and he doesn't understand that when he says that, he thinks he's saying like, be free to be who
Mhm.
you are.
Mhm.
It's okay. Like you don't have to change.
Mhm.
But also on the other end, you're like, God damn, girl, you getting on my nerves. You keep
Yeah.
asking me this shit, and I keep trying to tell you
Yeah.
what it is, and what I'm saying is not enough. So
Yeah.
they both are like just fighting against opposition here, and it's
Yeah.
just like this person thing. I'm like, neither one of y'all are for each other
Uh-huh.
based on this 1 month. Like,
Yeah.
not saying that y'all could not work through it, but I
Yeah.
don't see it. I
Can I
truly do not
can I
see it.
say
And
though one thing? Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
I was liking them in the beginning of this episode through the family visits
Yeah,
and
yes, the family visit, baby, so
finally
cute.
he was showing affection. He would grab
Yes,
her, bring her close in. Like when they were talking with the therapist and he brought her in like under his arm when she started crying. I was like, okay, Derek. I mean not Derek, Will. I was like, okay, Will, you're getting it. I
yes,
see it. I'm well, he's making progress. Not getting the whole picture, but he's making
yeah,
progress. And I just was like, okay, I am starting to feel that he is interested in her because I had a question mark. I was just like in the beginning of this is like, is he asexual? Is he
yeah,
this? Is
yeah,
he that? But now I'm like,
yeah,
okay, I'm feeling that there is genuine interest in her, and he keeps saying I really enjoy being around her. I think that's important,
yeah,
especially for someone like Will. I think that's a I don't want to say it's tantamount to I love you because he got too many speeches and soliloquies when he started
yeah,
talking about
yeah,
I love you. So I don't think it's that, but it's really this I think next level because it's like you got to like the person you're
yeah.
with,
Yes,
and
but that is big, right? Like if
yeah,
somebody says like I really enjoy being around you, I
yeah.
think that says a
A
lot.
lot,
I think
I
that's a
agree.
beautiful thing to hear from
Yeah.
somebody. Sometimes better than I love you because I love
Y
you once you're in a relationship sometimes can
I
just roll
know.
off your tongue.
Yeah.
It can feel like
And
it's
it
a in the moment feeling sometimes,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah,
like no, I enjoy being around you. I adore you. I felt
yeah.
like those are very
Good,
strong
yeah,
words. It's just not the general things that you hear that
yeah,
feel
yeah.
affirming, especially for Brittney, somebody who has been heartbroken
Mhm,
before.
mhm.
But yes, the family visit, I felt like that was so great. I was like, Brittney, Brittney acted like she don't come from a family of love. I'm like, this my type of family, okay? Like, they seem just so affirming, so loving, just. So I'm like, girl, why you acting like you don't know what love feel like and how it's
Well, she was
expressed in
talking about her
different ways?
parents, and her mom did say, "Don't do what you saw, your parents do." So that's
Yes,
probably
but
a
the
large
extended family is a good like it's a good loving family. Granted,
Yeah,
we only saw a little snippet,
yeah.
but like
But I
I
mean,
don't
I
know.
think
I
that
was just like, this is a
yeah, I think the foundational parents relationship can be, it can be impactful. But I
yeah,
was like,
definitely.
not the forced kiss. Like I was like, y'all, I would have
Um,
been so
that was
annoyed.
cute.
I would like, no, I'm not. No, no. You want to be out of bedroom
That was
too?
cute. I thought that was cute.
I look, I would have been stopped. Maybe the first kiss, but the second kiss. But even though he came, he took. I was like,
He said, "Come
okay.
here, girl."
I was like, okay. But yeah.
He said he was grabbing a few toys out that box that he's
I
used before.
know.
So seemed like he pretty experienced in the
I
bedroom.
didn't even pay attention to what they were. I thought he was pulling the stuff out the box to be like, nothing in here I've used. And I
Yeah, I
didn't pay
thought so
attention
too.
to
And
I didn't pay attention
yeah,
to
but
much he
she
was
was
pulling them
like,
out.
Are you pulling out everything that you use?" And he was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Oh." I was like, "Yeah, oh too."
Mm.
I will say, when they was on that trampoline, okay, and that baby was jumping. I don't know if you noticed the way he was jumping, but it just gave me like low key Edmund vibes when he was running down the hallway. He literally was jumping straight like this. And I'm like,
What
why is he
what bit
jumping so
you talking
stiff?
about Will?
Yes, Will and Brittany were on the trampoline outside. You didn't see that?
I did, but I didn't pay attention to that.
Child, I said, not him. Literally, like,
That's funny.
it was giving me Evan vibes.
Mm.
Not all the way, but it was a little like, I
Really?
was like, why is he jumping like
You're
that?
just
Boy,
talking
bend
about Edmund
your
from
knees.
Love is
Bend your
Blind.
knees. Yeah, Evan
Yeah.
from Love is Blind, for those who don't.
um
So,
But yeah, yeah, their whole thing, it started off like we said, very cute. Like they had the wrestling date. And
yeah, that was cute.
yeah, and I was like, okay. And the guy was like, that guy, he looked a little bit like a wrestling Shaq, Like I was like, this man looked like giving Shaq vibes. But I was like, he's
Child.
right. Wrestling might be a little bit of therapy for them because
Therapy for them, yep.
yeah, I was like, he had some good words, but throughout they had like these moments where they were talking with other people. Derrick, Belinda was talking to Jalyn
Brittany.
and Brittney, and I
Mm-hmm.
loved Belinda's words. Belinda was saying like he's showing love the way he knows how to do it. She was like, "It's early." She's like, "Well," and then Jalyn was like, "But he should be doing it the way she will receive it." She's like, "It's early. He doesn't know her way yet, so he's doing it his way."
Mhm.
And I was like, "This is a wise
Yeah.
woman giving y'all wise woman facts." Jalyn was kind of pushing back a little bit, like,
Yeah.
but what if he, but what? And it's like,
Because Jalen
yeah,
was in her own
I know,
experience.
right? But it's like he's showing love the way he knows how to do it from his, and it's a process. It's only been 30 days. So I thought that was
Mhm.
very wise because it's both of them. And I think Brittany doesn't see that. I think she only sees Will. Like, she's valid for what she sees about Will, you know what I mean? But she's not
Yeah.
valid in how she's interpreting it. And she's also not she's missing her work that needs to happen in it because she's
Mhm.
overly emotional. I was like, at that pickleball thing, I was like, "Girl, come on now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, come on now. Like, this
Yeah, and they were
over
having a good
asking."
time. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't having a good time because she was losing, but it was like, why did we get to this?
Yeah.
Why did they have to keep pushing and
Yeah.
pushing to this?
And I think it's
But
also
yeah, they have.
related to, like, what you said earlier about whether he's for you. It's like, what are your standards about a relationship? Like, do you want someone who makes you feel uneasy all the time? You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, do you
Yeah,
want to have to always ask the question, doing the emotional labor for this person? You get what I'm saying? And
yeah,
I don't even think at this point is that's what it is per se. It's more of, she just needs all of this
yeah. She needs a lot of
reassurance.
reassurance.
And
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
she definitely has. She has a lot of internal stuff, internal work to do. I will say too, I could tell all of the guys were really, really trying.
Help
Well, at
him.
least Will,
Yeah.
Derrick,
Oh.
and Pat. They were trying to use the strategy that the couples therapist people gave them, the experts, in terms of like this touch to like
Oh,
relax
okay.
the other
Yeah, yeah,
person and
yeah.
like trying to listen intently. And I'm just like, are they giving the women anything to work on? Like,
Mhm.
because they they
Mm.
need to come to the table a little bit more from their side of things. I thought that their couple therapy session in these batch of episodes
Mhm.
was a little lackluster. It wasn't
Mm.
it wasn't enough. I
Mhm.
felt
Mhm.
in terms of like getting to the root of the
Issues.
issue. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's like an ethical thing, like they don't want to have like,
Too much.
super
Yeah.
deep conversations and like put too much of the session online and like
Mhm.
there's parameters around that.
Mhm.
But I'm like, when Pastor Cal said emotionalism, I was like, what are we talking about here? Like, what are we talking about?
Mm. Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I need them to have like separate talks with
Mhm.
the therapist and then come together for like
Yeah.
couples therapy, which is
Yeah.
usually how couples therapy goes in
Yeah.
general, where the person can kind of like unleash and say everything, and then
Yeah.
you come together and figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you have anything else on this?
I was gonna say something about the last scene when Brittany left the table and she cried in the bathroom. I saw on the next preview or towards the end of the episode that Megan was going to go check on her. And I literally thought as she was getting up, I'm like, Will, go
Get
with
up.
her. Go with her.
Yeah,
She's not going to just use the restroom. She is,
yeah,
or even if she is, take it as an opportunity to say, I see you've been at the table. You've been emotional. Maybe he hasn't seen her because he's sitting
yeah.
right next to her and he don't probably do the next swivel
He
thing.
knows she been emotional and crying.
But yeah, it's like, there's just like, it's both of them in this dynamic. So
Yeah,
anywho,
yeah.
who do you want to get to next? Let's do Rhonda and
Let's go
Pat.
ahead into Rhonda. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rhonda and Pat. Child, I'm exhausted by Rhonda, quite
I
honestly.
know.
That car ride, I was with Pat. Like, you're going on and on and on and on. I'm trying to focus on the road, and you're going
Yeah.
on and on and on about this super deep shit, girl. Like, give me a break. I was with him, like 110%. Like, he tried, and like,
I know.
she acted like the processing
Yes.
speed supposed to be up there. He's like, I'm trying to process. And she's
Yeah.
like, yeah, and so my dad and this and my aunt. And now you talking about two people who done died, a stepdaddy, a granddaddy, yo daddy.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
girl,
And
relax.
and on
She is so
right.
critical.
And on top of that, it's like you keep talking about Pat is only interested in talking about himself. But low-key is giving, are you only interested in talking about
Yes.
yourself? And every time it's like it's a conversation. Like y'all can have a back and forth. He could talk about his stuff a little bit. I mean, it's so I'm torn with them because it's like on one hand, I do think that Rhonda is everything you just said and everything I just said. Rhonda got too much going on. She doing too much, and it's like, are you really interested in him too? Like I'm saying, because I ain't heard no follow up questions from the shit he said. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And why he can't talk
Right.
about himself sometimes too, or enter like
Yes.
it's on the topic. It's like y'all going back and forth. So I she's giving me red flags in that regard. However, at the moment afterwards, when they left the graveyard and she talks about him dying, her dad died when she was 19 and da da da. And then he was like, yeah, that must have been a lot, or he said something like that, right? Then he goes, when did your dad die again? I'm like, okay, now you are not listening. Like that, there is something to what she's saying, I think, but also I think that there's too much of like, because I was like, when she was 19. She just said that. Like, so I eh,
To us, she just said that. I'm like,
how
how
long?
long in this hour drive? What was the space? I'm giving him grace, baby,
Yeah.
because Rhonda been on his neck. She has been on his neck, even when they were at the little music thing. What about this? Have you learned about me?
Right.
What?
And then
Can I just not be here and vibe? Like he said, I
yeah.
feel like I'm always being tested. I'm always under
Mhm.
evaluation. If
Mhm.
you feel like that, you're under that's pressure. Baby, you can't focus when you are under pressure. Everybody can probably relate to a time when they were super stressed and balls and hats were dropping because you couldn't tend to everything. And this is him constantly worried about if I do or say the wrong thing, what is she how is she going to respond?
Mhm.
What am I going to be emasculated about today?
Yeah, okay. I was proud of him for raising the issue when in the car. He was just like, "Look, this,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
that's a
baby. I
very
said, oh, that
good."
man had enough.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. And I'm also glad that she reflected when she was in the kitchen and she was just
Yeah.
saying, I'm wondering why this thing is such a thing for me. And I'm like, yeah, good. I'm glad you're reflecting on that.
Yeah,
I
same.
hope that translates into changes within your behavior. But it's
Nope.
like,
At the end of the episode, she was talking about that calendar after he bought the
mm,
concerts,
eh,
and she's like, I'm trying to tell him. She said in that little reflection, calendar 10 times, and he just walked away. I'm like, you said in the explanation 10 times, you mentioned calendar 10 times in this explanation. I'm sure you said it 1,000 times when you was talking to him, telling him all the reasons. She said, I was trying to tell him all the reasons why we need a calendar, why a calendar would be great. I'm telling him why we need the things that we need to put on the calendar, and he just walks away. I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm ready to opt out of this explanation. So I can only imagine how you brought up
yeah,
this calendar to
yeah,
him, like after he tried to do something nice and surprise you with a
yeah,
concert, after he knows that you like music.
yeah,
It sounds like he was listening. Sounds like he was
yeah.
trying to do something nice, and you are just he didn't ask me first. It's like,
Yeah.
girl, she ain't here for the marriage,
I
baby. She
know.
should
I
not.
I agree. It's a lot. I wish they had been able to go to the couples retreat or whatever because I would have liked to see what their mix would have been in there as well.
Yeah.
But they had the thing with the family. Seems like they were having fun and all that good
Mhm.
stuff. And I think definitely more important for their story in their personal lives than going
Yeah.
to the couples retreat. So that was cool. And then they had at the beginning of the episode, the anniversary was like they did the space stuff. So I was like, oh, that was cute of her to
Yeah,
do
that
that.
was nice.
But yeah,
Yeah.
bottom line, Rhonda, I don't know. I don't have a
Yeah,
lot else
yeah,
to say
yeah,
with them
yeah.
on this episode, but yeah,
Yeah.
that
Same.
was like a heavy
She has
build
a
up on the
lot.
chest.
Yeah, yeah.
um,
I will also say this batch of episodes brought me back to the very first episode when her son was like, I don't know exactly what he said, but it
mm,
was along the lines of like, you could be a little forceful, you could be a little
mm,
overbearing,
mm,
you can like insert your opinion, you have a strong opinion a lot. And she was offended by her son saying that on the wedding day. And I'm
mm.
like, you couldn't even take it from your son, honey, but it sounded like what your son said was true.
Mm,
Like, you might need to take heed a little bit.
mhm,
Yeah, that's all I have on them. Are we ready to go into Belinda and Chad?
mhm, mhm.
Yes, I like them.
Yeah, I like them
So I
too.
started off saying Rhonda and Pat are my favorite. Belinda and Chad, these batch of episodes. were my favorite. And I think Chad, he pretty cool. When he said he
Yeah.
was from Louisiana, Baton Rouge, I said, okay,
Ha.
makes sense. You like to do the crab boil, you like to cook, you talk about some
Yeah.
rules. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
he's very in tune with that culture.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah, I think that for them, they not looking for a lot. They not looking, they don't have I think that's why they work, is they have very simple desires in terms of what they're looking for, and it's the boxes are checking, the vibe is vibing, and they're like, we ain't gonna overcomplicate it. And that's why I think they work, because there's
Yeah,
just not,
yeah,
they're not like, you need to have this and you need to be this. And it's just, they're just two very simple, plain people. And they just want to have simple,
yeah.
plain enjoyment in life. And it's just,
Mhm.
they finding it with each other. So, um,
Yeah,
I can see them saying yes. And Chad, I'm
yeah.
like, man, he be getting it with the speeches. He's just like, and you're just fantastic. And
Yes.
I just can't imagine my world. I don't,
And
she
you,
like,
you're so
I
beautiful. Your
know.
smile, your everything, baby, your essence.
I know. I'm like, Chad got some people got the energy. Like, even though they may not
Yeah,
on the outside,
he
some
got
men,
that ring,
yeah,
as they was
yeah,
the
they
young
got the
folks would say. He got the
energy.
ring.
Like, it's like it's in him, and it's like
Yes,
it's just in him. You get what I'm saying? Like,
it's that New Orleans, baby, that Baton Rouge.
yeah, it's just in him, and so it's like no
Yeah,
matter
he's
what he looking
soulful
like on the outside, it's like he got 4 wives for a reason, because he get him some
for a
play,
reason.
because he be in there just like he know what to say, he know how to say it. And so I'm sure Belinda having
Yes,
her a good little time with him. So
a good time.
so yeah, I was a little
Yeah,
bit like, though they're talking about changing in the beginning, changing the last name, I was like, this early, but I guess they know. I don't know, because
yeah.
I'm
I
like,
mean, I'm surprised. You know, women be like not necessarily like jumping to do that
oh yeah,
nowadays. But when she was like, "This is the one thing we want from men is for them to want to give us their
oh,
last name," I was like,
I know.
not that,
I know
but
that's right.
maybe the
Like,
ring. But I don't know about that.
yeah, for me is like, bring me peace, okay? Bring me
Right.
peace, bring me
Okay.
good vibes, like the soul foreverness. I don't know, but
Yeah.
anywho,
Yeah. But
I go ahead.
she said that she saw that, as romantic. And I was like, you see, this is romantic, but you constantly asking, what's the occasion for the flowers, baby?
Ah,
He
yeah,
bringing
yeah,
flowers because
yeah.
it's
I
Tuesday.
know, and then
It's like
yeah.
they're beautiful, you're beautiful. It's a one
Ah,
month. I'm like, you may get used to getting flowers. That's what he's saying.
yeah.
But yeah, they are cute. I did appreciate that when he was talking to, I think it was Jalyn and Josh, and he was like, just don't get complacent. You have to keep making it special. I thought
Mhm.
that was some really good advice that he gave
Mhm.
them.
Yeah. One thing I did write down here, I was like, Pat be making all these promises, like, I'm never leaving you. And I'm like, but bruh, that's all you had practice doing,
You,
is like not being in these
yeah.
relationships. So I'm like, we'll
Wait,
see.
you talking about Chad or
Oh,
Pat?
sorry. Chad.
Chad. Okay.
Yeah, Chad. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for
Yeah,
this
yeah. Oh,
episode.
oh, oh, one more thing about them. She
Mhm.
was like, I just love that he cradles me. Like I feel like
Mhm.
he just like picks me up and he just holds me. That's a good feeling. That's a
Yeah.
nice way to say I feel safe.
Yeah.
So yeah, Belinda and Chad, I think they're gonna work for exactly why you just said. Like they're not looking for a lot. They just like we nearing the second half of our lives. We gonna have a good time,
Mhm.
and no, there's nothing serious. You know what I'm saying? Needs to happen. We ain't got to worry about kids. None of
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
We're just two individual people joining our lives together.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, them and Megan and Derrick are the only people I see from this batch of episodes
Making it.
saying yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, who knows? Rhonda and Pat may do it, but I'm like, girl, Rhonda, look, okay. But anywho, all right. That's our latest drop of episodes for Married at First Sight, season 19, episodes 8, 9, and 10.
Yes, make sure you check out our other Married at First Sight recaps from the season. They are on our Married at First Sight playlist. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. We are also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if
Yes.
you are listening there, thank you so much.
Yes.
Please make sure you give us a little 5-star review. And we will catch you for the next drop of episodes for Married at First Sight.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.